Good morning to you, children, and welcome to today's class. Today, we will take up the second method of calculating the national income, that is the income method. Income method of calculating the national income. Kindly write down: income method measures national income from the side of factor payments made to the factor of production in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. So you know, children, the factors of production are land, labor, capital, and enterprise, and the payments made for these factors of production are rent, wages, interest, and profit. And this is, we will take the payments made to the factors of production while calculating the national income by the income method. The next heading, write down: steps involved. The steps involved. Steps involved. First, we will calculate the domestic income. For calculating the national income, the first step is we will calculate domestic income. What is domestic income? NDP at factor cost. After that, second is, then we will calculate national income. What is national income? NNP at factor cost. So now, how do we calculate domestic income or NDP at factor cost? Simple. NDP at factor cost is equal to, please write down, COE, that is compensation of employees, plus OS. OS is operating surplus, and third, MI, which is mixed income. So for calculating the domestic income, NDP at factor cost is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. That is your formula. First step is to calculate the domestic income by COE plus OS plus MI equals NDP at factor cost. That is domestic income at factor cost. Now you must understand what is COE. What are the items? What are the entries which will come under the heading of COE? So COE, the full form is compensation of employees. It is the payment made by the producers to their employees in the form of wages and salaries and other payments made in cash and kind and social security benefits. So you see, compensation of employee consists of wages and salaries paid in cash, wages and salaries paid in kind, employers' contribution to social security. Let's talk about the first, wages and salaries in cash. Wages and salaries in cash includes basic pay, bonus, commission, dearness allowance, which is DA, house rent allowance, HRA, leave travel allowance, which is abbreviated as LPA, sick leave allowance, sick leave allowance. All these will come under the heading of wages and salaries. I'll go through them once more. Kindly check you have written everything. It includes the payment like basic pay, bonus, commission, dearness allowance, DA, house rent allowance, HRA, leave travel allowance, LPA, and sick leave allowance, etc. All these will come under the heading of wages and salaries. This is how it is paid in cash. All these are paid in cash. Second, wages and salaries paid in kind. Write down, it includes all kinds of non-monetary facilities, given by the employer, like accommodation, free medical and educational facilities, free or subsidized food, uniforms, free transportation, etc. So this is how an employer will pay his employee in kind, by giving him free accommodations, free medical, free education facilities, free or subsidized food, free uniforms, free transportation, etc. All these will come under the heading of wages and salaries paid to an employee in kind, not in cash. Third, employers' contribution to social security schemes. In this, only the employer's part of the provident fund group insurance, gratuity, 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 etc. is taken under this. Now remember, when there is a contribution made to the provident fund, both the employer and the employee contribute to it. But while calculating the national income method, here only the employer's contribution to the provident fund will be taken. Okay. So you see, the compensation of employee includes wages and salaries which are paid in cash, wages and salaries which are paid in kind, and the employer's contribution to the social security schemes. Social security schemes, you can write. So this take part of the first domestic NDP factor cost is equal to COE plus OS operating surplus. What is operating surplus? Write down. It is the income earned from the ownership and control of capital It is also known as income from property and entrepreneurship. It is also known as income from property and entrepreneurship. So operating system, the first is income from property. What does it include? Income from property includes first rent and royalty. Rent and royalty. Then it includes interest. And third, income from enterprise, which is profits, what you get. So, operating surplus includes income from property, when you get rent and royalty. Second, interest. Third, profits. First, rent and royalty. Rent and royalty. Royalty is the amount receivable by a landlord for granting leasing rights, use of patents, copyrights, trademarks, etc. Rent is defined as the amount receivable by a landlord from a tenant for the use of his land. This is rent and royalty, which comes under the heading of operating surplus. Second, interest. Interest is the amount payable to the owners of financial assets in the production unit. The production unit uses the assets for production and in turn make payments, interest payments, which may be imputed, IMPUTED, imputed or actual. What is the meaning of imputed? Imputed means estimated. Imputed means estimated or actual. Then the third part of the domestic income, we have got COE plus OS plus, sorry, over here we have got interest. Now profits. Profits include dividends, UDP, which is undistributed profits, and CPP, which means cooperative profit tax. Third profit includes dividends, UDP, that is undistributed profits, and CPT means corporate profit tax. Take the first one, dividends, abbreviated as D, is the part of profit which is distributed among the shareholders according to their shareholding ratio. According to their shareholding ratio. UDP, undistributed profits, is the part of the profit which is retained by the firms for future use. It is also known as savings or retained earnings. It is also known as savings or retained earnings. Third, corporate profit tax. Also taking your attendance. Corporate profit tax, CPT, is the part of profit which is paid to the government in the form of profit tax. So, dividends, undistributed profits, corporate profit tax. Now, the third part of the domestic income is MI, mixed income. What is mixed income? Write down. Mixed income is the part of income of the self-employed persons for using their factor services within brackets. You can write down labor, land, capital, entrepreneurship, or land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, brackets closed, to produce goods and services. For example, doctors, teachers, CAs, consultants, etc. This is the income of self-employed persons. So, after we calculate domestic income, which includes COE plus operating surplus plus fixed income, we then add net factor income abroad to the domestic income to arrive at national income. So, national income would be what? NDP factor cost plus net factor income. Abroad, we add these two arrive at national income by the income method. It's very simple. Calculation of the national income by the income method is, first of all, we calculate the domestic income. Domestic income is NDP at factor cost. How do we calculate domestic income or NDP at factor cost? NDP factor cost is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. And I have further broken it down into parts. In COE, what all entries would come? Wages and salaries in cash, wages and salaries in kind. The employer's contribution to social security schemes, they come under the heading of COE, compensation of employees. Operating surplus includes rent and royalty, interest and profits. Profits further subdivided as dividends, undistributed profits, corporate profit tax. And the third, of course, is mixed income, which is the income of self-employed persons. So when you add all this up, you will get the domestic income of the NDP at factor cost. That's the first step. The second step is now to the domestic income. What will you add? NFIA. And what do you get? NNP at national. Two steps, but within the steps there are sub-steps. Clear? Now we will come to precautions in income method. Sometimes a theoretical question of 4 marks can become. What precautions would you take while calculating the national income by income method? It comes as a theoretical question. Sometimes 4-mark question can come. Write down precautions in income method. Number 1. All transfer income like old age pension, unemployment allowance, scholarships, etc. should not be included. Should not be included. Why? Because they are transfer payments. They are not income earned. They are transfer payments. Number 2. Illegal income of smugglers, drug traders, gamblers should not be included. Third, capital gains, which include income from second-hand goods, financial assets, sale of old cars, houses, bonds, and debentures should not be included. The fourth point, imputed rent should be included. I told you what is the meaning of imputed? Estimated rent should be included. And the fifth and last point, income tax is paid out of COE, compensation of employees. It should not be added separately. It should not be added separately. We stop today's class till here. So the theoretical, very important. How to calculate the national income by income method. 2 steps basically. First, calculate the domestic income NDPF factor cost, and then calculate national income, which is NNPF factor cost. To calculate the NDPF factor cost, these are the steps which I have given you, and I have given you their parts. After which we will calculate the national income. We stop till here. We will come back tomorrow and do the numericals related to income account. Please children also be regular in your classes.